Irish swinging wide and they head for home. Ruffian last. Easy time gal. Miss Levy Road on the run. Then on the outside, French Irish. It is going to be Ruffian last. Miss Levy Road on the run. The time for the mile. 2:03 and 4. Well, the result of the 9th race is official. F.L. Hitter finished 4th, was placed 3rd. Elusive Fern was 6th. Ruffian Last finished 2nd, was placed 1st. French Irish finished 3rd, was placed 2nd. Easy Time Gal was 5th, placed 4th. And Miss Levy Road finished 1st, was placed 5th. Sit back for an extended run through the stretch. Race times quarter 30 and a 5th, the half 1:01 and 4, 3/4 1:32 and 1. At the time for the mile, 2:03 and 4, and Ruffian Last slapped down the horse that was set back, gets a new win race record of 2:03 and 4. And we're all set now for the 10th and final. A field of 8 behind the gate. By Lang Hanover, owned and bred by Paul Dares of St. John, trained and driven by Charlie Price. Cavalrita Iris gets her first lifetime win, takes a maiden record to 7 and 4. Race out of the 4th race official. Tenpenny was 5th, Emmanuel 4th, Hillview Mary 2nd, Paris Star 7th, Cavalrita Iris, your race winner. Cheryl's Nipper 6th, and Darby Down was 3rd. The race times quarter 31 and 3, the half 1:04 and 1, 3/4 1:36 and 3, and the mile 2:07 and 4. And we're all set now for race 5. We've 8 starters behind the gate. Surpriser with Doug Falcons, Mr. Micey Brian McLean, Leah Joe and Ricky Collins, High Hopes John Davidson, Golden followed Jody Hennessy, Credit Note with Steve Mahar, Madden Direct and Ross McDonald, Play-Doh with Gary Vincent. Here they come. They're off. Mr. Micey has the lead. Leah Joe racing is 2nd. Golden Follow drives up on the outside on to 2nd now. They are ready to turn. Mr. Micey. Then out 3 wide. It is Credit Note driving on, and they're by the 8th. On up the backstretch, they go over the quarter, Mr. Micey. In between them, Golden Follow 2nd. 3 wide, Credit Note racing 3rd. 3 wide, neck at nose to nose as they go driving to the quarter. Golden Follow on the outside, Mr. Micey. Then Credit Note backs off his 3rd. Leah Joe racing 4th on the rail, quarter 30 and 2/5. Then it is a Play-Doh, Surpriser, High Hopes in the move, Madden Direct trails. They're by the 3/8 pole and off the turn, and here they come through the stretch. They're racing to the half. Mr. Micey cuts it out. Golden Follow parked, hangs 2nd. Leah Joe is 3rd. Credit Note parked. Follows cover is a 4th. Play-Doh now 5th in the rail. High Hopes, Madden Direct, Surpriser. 4 of them on the rail and 4 of them out and moving, and the half was in 1:02 and 3. They're rid of the turn. On to the 5/8 pole now. Mr. Micey. Golden Follow hangs a 2nd. Leah Joe locked in 3rd. High Hopes 3 wide, rushing on 4th. High Hopes goes on their 3 wide, neck and neck as they go to the 3/4. High Hopes moving fastest of all. He grabs the top. Then Madden Direct on the outside, 3 wide, driving on to 2nd. They were by the 3/4, 1:34 and 3. Top turn, High Hopes, Madden Direct. Mr. Micey now 3rd, Golden Follow 4th, Leah Joe 5th. Then Credit Note, Play-Doh, and Surpriser. They head for home. It is High Hopes and Madden Direct. Charging up on the outside, coming on. High Hopes inside, Madden Direct outside. They come to the line together. Here they are at the line. High Hopes, Madden Direct, Leah Joe, Mr. Micey. And the time for the mile, 2:05. And parading now the winner of the 5th race, number 4, High Hopes. Brown Mare 4 by Willowbird out of Glory Trail by Warm Breeze. Owned by Mrs. Shirley Davidson of St. John, trained and driven by John Davidson. The mare gets her 4th winning trip this season, 4th lifetime, and she steps to her all-time best at a win race record of 2:05. Prizer was 6th. Mr. Micey 4th. Leah Joe was 3rd. High Hopes, your race winner. Golden Fellow 5th. Credit Note was 7th. Madden Direct 2nd. Play-Doh was 8th. Race times the quarter 30 2/5. The half 1:02 3. 3/4 1:34 3. The mile 2:05.
Away from the Monctonian. This is the 44th annual, far and away the largest purse ever offered, $127,000. They guaranteed for the last few months that it would be at least $100,000, and because of all the entries and because of the supplemental, it has turned out to be $127,000. This is an event with history. The first was run, as you saw, back in 1947. The winning time was 2:07. The track record here is 1:54 2, and there are a lot of people who think that the track record tonight will be broken. Let's find out. This is the Monctonian on TSN. Let's go upstairs for the call, and here's Howie Trainer.
They go to the backstretch.
We weren't.
Oh, they're off quickly now. Fiorella Blue Chip on the rail. Commonwealth driving second up on the outside. As they go to the turn, that's Bomb Rickles. They charge into the turn. Fiorella Blue Chip, Commonwealth on the outside. Bomb Rickles now in along the rail is a racing third as they swing round the turn. Ship's Fella is a moving four. They go on to the opening quarter. Up on the outside now, Commonwealth takes that lead away. 27 seconds flat. They're on by the quarter. Down the stretch now in front of the stand for the first time. Commonwealth, Fiorella Blue Chip goes to the outside and along the rail. Bomb Rickles driving third to the outside. Ship's Fellow moving fourth. On the outside, Skipper Forrest is a racing 5. They go to the turn now. Mark Be Quick moves 6 on the outside as they charge into the turn. Sherwood Abe is on the move, a driving 7, and it's line 1 and slide it in, and the trailer after half 57 1/5 seconds is Kirk's Echo. Down the backstretch they go. They're racing on the 4. The 5/8 marker up on the outside. Ship's Fella has command on the inside. Fiorella Blue Chip is the leader once again. Ship's Fella drives second on the outside. Skipper Forrest is now racing third as they go to the turn. Fiorella Blue Chip and on the outside. Ship's Fella 125 1. Fiorella Blue Chip and Ship's Fella now charging up to the outside as they swing round the turn now. Drive on down the lane for home. Ship's Fella, Fiorella Blue Chip, they're charging for the wire. Ship's Fella on the outside. Fiorella Blue Chip racing on home, opening up daylight through the lane. Skipper Forrest at the line. Going to be Skipper Forrest in 1:53 2.
And we're all set now for the 6th race. 7 starters behind the gate. And approaching the top of the stretch. On the rail, Candy Mist and Jody Hennessy. Then Ruffian Last with Rick Armstrong. Miss Levy Road, Colleen Clancy, Lewis's Pride, John Davidson, Sheer Bear, and Charlie Ross. Here they come. There, off Ruffian Last grabs the top on the outside. Candy Mist racing forward on the inside. They're neck and neck into the turn, and Lewis's Pride right there with third. Sheer Bear 4th. Miss Levy Road trails 5th. They work around the turn by the 8th. Candy Mist is the leader. Ruffian Last up and at her on the outside. Ruffian Last goes for, takes the top. Candy Mist is racing second. Lewis's Pride sits third. Sheer Bear 4th, and Miss Levy Road trails. Making up ground though is 5th. And Ruffian Lass, the leader by the opening quarter, 30 seconds into the top turn. Ruffian Lass and Candy Mist and Lewis's Pride and Sheer Bear. Out moving now from fourth on to third. Lewis's Pride now fourth. Miss Levy Road fifth. They are by the 3/8 pole. Off the turn now and through the stretch, and here they come. They're racing to the half, and Ruffian Lass pacing on top. Then Candy Mist, Sheer Bear hanging a third. Lewis's Pride takes cover behind her fourth. And Miss Levy Road has caught the field, trailing fifth, and Ruffian Lass, the leader by the half, 102 and 3. They go round the turn, driving out of the 5/8 now. Ruffian Lass, the leader, and Sheer Bear on the outside to second. Candy Mist is locked in third. Outside Lewis's Pride is fourth, tipping out 3 wide. Miss Levy Road trails. They drive to the 3/4. Ruffian Lass and Lewis's Pride and Candy Mist has room now. Then Sheer Bear, Miss Levy Road. They are by the 3/4 pole. 134, top turn, Ruffian Lass. On the outside, Lewis's Pride. Candy Mist looks for room, racing a third. Miss Levy Road fourth. Sheer Bear spent, she's fifth. They are by the 7/8 now. They make the turn for home. Ruffian Lass pacing on top. Lewis's Pride and Candy Mist is looking for room. Ruffian Lass, and then on the outside, Miss Levy Road. Here comes Candy Mist. Ruffian Lass wins this one. Candy Mist, Lewis's Pride, Miss Levy Road, Sheer Bear. Time for the mile, 2:06. Now the winner of our first race, number 2, Ruffian Lass, a brown filly, 3 years. She is by Latitros, out of Ruffian Rally by Ali Fighter. On by Rick Armstrong at Neil Grangello of St. John, trained and driven by Rick Armstrong. The filly records her 7th winning trip this season, this afternoon in 2:06. Start of the first race is official. Candy Mist was second. Ruffian Lass, your race winner. Miss Levy Road, 4th. Lewis's Pride, 3rd. Sheer Bear was 5th. Race times, 1/4, 30 seconds. They were at the half at 1:02 and 3. 3/4, 1:34. Time for the mile, 2:06. 6 starters, Leah Joe scratched. There's Ruby's Jewel with Doug Falcon, Space Champ, and Gary Vincent. Super Sip with Ross McDonald. KM Dream, Ken Spinney. Oblin Justin, John Davidson. J.B. Pendle, Rick Armstrong. Here they come. Clear off Super Sip and J.B. Pendle, neck and neck for the top. Super Sip is on the inside. J.B. Pendle up on the outside, challenging a second. Ruby's Jewel is in on the rail, and she's racing a third. Oblin Justin has 4th. Space Champ is 5th. They go by the 8th pole, on up the backstretch, racing now for the quarter. And pacing on top of the Super Sip 2. J.B. Pendle racing a second. Ruby's Jewel, Oblin Justin, Space Champ, and KM Dream trailing 4th. And Super Sip, the leader by the opening quarter, 31 and 3. They're into the top turn. Super Sip shows the way. J.B. Pendle has 2nd. Ruby's Jewel is 3rd. Rushing up on the outside, Space Champ comes to 4th now. Then it's Oblin Justin, KM Dream. They swing off the turn now and through the stretch. Here they come. They're racing to the half, and Super Sip shows the way. J.B. Pendle racing is 2nd. Then Ruby's Jewel and Space Champ on the outside. Oblin Justin, KM Dream. Super Sip, the leader by the half and 4 and 1. Into the turn, they race for the 5/8 pole now, and Super Sip is showing the way. J.B. Pendle is 2nd. Ruby's Jewel 3rd on the rail. Outside, Space Champ is 4th. Oblin Justin tipping out 3 wide. Rushing on, KM Dream trails. On to the 3/4 pole, Super Sip and J.B. Pendle. Out to challenge now from 2nd, rushing on to the leader. They're neck and now. J.B. Pendle grabs the top. They were by at the 3/4, 1:36 and 3, top turn. J.B. Pendle, Super Sip. It is J.B. Pendle. Moving up by half a length, Super Sip coming on again, and Oblin Justin 3 wide. Racing 3rd, they make the turn for home. In between horses, J.B. Pendle. On the rail, Super Sip on the outside, Oblin Justin. KM Dream is wide coming on. JB Pendle now. Oblin Justin going to be tight at the line, but JB Pendle wins it. Oblin Justin, KM Dream, Super Sip, Space Champ, and Ruby's Jewel. The time for the mile, 2:09 and 3.
Parading now, the unofficial winner of the 11th race, it is number 7, JB Pendle. A black gelding 11 years by Ira Lobel out of Pendlewich, she by Callyburn. Owned by Rick Armstrong and Neil Grangello of St. John, trained by Rick Armstrong, also driven by Rick Armstrong. That is JB Pendle's 6th winning trip this afternoon in 2:09 and 3. Number 7, JB Pendle and Rick Armstrong.
Now the result of the 11th race official. Ruby's Jewel was 6th. Space Champ 5th. Super Sip was 4th. KM Dream 3rd. Oblin Justin was 2nd. Leah Joe scratched, and JB Pendle, your race winner. Now the race times, they were by the quarter.
31 and 3.
31 and 3. The half, 104 and 1. The 3/4, 136 and 3/5. And we're all set now for our first race. We've got a field of 5 behind the gate, approaching the top of the stretch. On the rail, Live Down with Steve Downey. Then Kaworth the Mandalay and Rick Armstrong. Hobo's Treasure with Sean Shannon. Stamp Liquor with Morris Benson. And Big Dylan with Doug Falcons. Here they come. There, off Hobo's Treasure grabs the top and up on the outside. Big Dylan challenging is 2nd. Then Kaworth the Mandalay 3rd. Live Down is 4th. Stamp Liquor trails 5th. They work around the turn, driving to the 8th pole, and Hobo's Treasure leads a length. Big Dylan's gone to the rail, racing a 2nd there. Then Kaworth the Mandalay, Live Down. Stamp Liquor trails, and they drive on up the backstretch, driving to the quarter pole. Hobo's Treasure cuts it out, leads a length to the quarter. Big Dylan is 2nd. Kaworth the Mandalay, Live Down, Stamp Liquor. They were by the opening quarter, 31 and 2. Around the top turn, Hobo's Treasure out on top, and Big Dylan is 2nd. Kaworth the Mandalay, Live Down, and Stamp Liquor treading, and they're by the 3/8 pole now. Off the top turn, and here they come through the stretch. They are racing to the half positions unchanged. Hobo's Treasure, Big Dylan, Kaworth the Mandalay, Live Down, and Stamp Liquor trails, and at the half the leader is Hobo's Treasure, and they were by the half and 4. Into the turn now they go, racing for the 5/8. Hobo's Treasure, Big Dylan, Kaworth the Mandalay, Live Down, and the Stamp Liquor trails. Position still the same as they swing on up the backstretch, and they go racing for the 3/4 pole. Hobo's Treasure, Big Dylan, Kaworth the Mandalay, up strong on the outside. On to 2nd now, lap down the leader, bids for the top. Live Down takes cover behind him. It is Hobo's Treasure, the leader by the 3/4 pole, 136. Into the top turn, Hobo's Treasure a length. Kaworth the Mandalay, Big Dylan, Live Down, and Stamp Liquor. They come out by the 7/8 pole now, and they swing for home. Hobo's Treasure pacing with the lead, and Kaworth the Mandalay coming to him strong on the outside. Hobo's Treasure, Kaworth the Mandalay inching up on the outside. Live Down 3rd, and here they are, and at the line, it is Hobo's Treasure, Kaworth the Mandalay, Live Down, Big Dylan, Stamp Liquor. Time for the mile, 2:08. Jet Step, French Irish, Easy Time Gal, I'm a Seahawk Don down Denise Silster. Time for the mile, 2:04 and 2. And the result of the 8th race is now official. Young Fun dead hitting for 1st. Easy Time Gal was 5th. Get a Grip dead hitting for 1st. Jet Step was 3rd. Denny Silster was 8th. Don Down 7th. French Irish was 4th. And I'm a Seahawk was 6th. The race times, the quarters 30 3/5, half 103 3, 3/4 133 4, and the mile in 204 2. I don't know if 3 1 exactors sold. Mutuals paying 1 4 and 3 4.
Now the starters for the 9th race are behind the gate and approaching the top of the stretch. On the rail, Count Marks with Doug Falcons, Willow M and Gary Vincent, Ragtime Skipper with Steve Mahar, Ralph Zanny, John Davidson, Lakeside Dusty with Winston Campbell, V. Joe's Mint, Morris Benson, Eddie Mann with Steve Mason, and from the outside, Clarified and Jody Hennessy. Here they come. That's Count Marks on the run. They're off and leaving the wire. Ragtime Skipper goes driving for the top. Racing up on the inside second is Willow M as they hit that first turn. And up on the inside, Ralph Zanny racing on from third. Into that first turn now, Willow M has assumed command with Ragtime Skipper taking second by the opening 8th pole. Ralph Zanny now third. Then we go to V. Joe's Mint, Lakeside Dusty, Eddie Mann, Clarified, and back pacing Count Marks. Up the backstretch for the first quarter, it's Willow M by 2. Ragtime Skipper and Ralph Zanny is third. They're your first 3 horses as they go by that first quarter. By the quarter, 30 2/5. Into that far turn, up front, showing the way, Willow M leading by 2.5. Ragtime Skipper second. Ralph Zanny is racing in third. Then it's V. Joe's Mint fourth. Lakeside Dusty, Eddie Mann comes off the rail to challenge. Clarified and Count Marks makes up ground but still trails. Off the top turn now, they come racing down the stretch in front of the grandstand for the first time. It's Willow M and Ragtime Skipper out to challenge now from second. Ragtime Skipper bids for the top. Willow M back to second now. Ralph Zanny racing with cover third. V. Joe's Mint following on the outside fourth. They were by the half in 1:03 and they're into the clubhouse turn for the second time. Willow M back on top again, but Ragtime Skipper stays with them by the 5/8 and they go driving to the 3/4. Willow M and Ragtime Skipper once again on the outside, and now Ragtime Skipper has the top, Willow M second. Ralph Zanny is off the rail challenging from third on the outside. V. Joe's Mint tips out 3 wide fourth. Lakeside Dusty is there fifth. By the 3/4, by that marker, 1:33 3. Ragtime Skipper, Ralph Zanny. V. Joe's Mint is racing a strong third. Eddie Mann on the outside drives on fourth. Lakeside Dusty, Willow M is spent. Then Clarified and Count Marks off the top turn, and here they come for home. Ragtime Skipper, Ralph Zanny on the outside. Eddie Mann is closing strong. They're coming for the wire. It is Ragtime Skipper, Eddie Mann, and here they are at the line. Ragtime Skipper, Eddie Mann, tight for show between Lakeside Dusty and Clarified. Time for the mile, 2:04 3. Parading back now, the unofficial winner of the 9th race. It is horse number 3, Ragtime Skipper. Ragtime Skipper is a bay pacing gelding 11 years by Mr. Skipper out of Star News, she by Surprise News. Owned by Galen Dempsey and Norman Lord of Rolling Dam, trained and driven by Steve Mahar. Ragtime Skipper picks up his 3rd winning trip of the season. It's his season's best tonight as he wins in 2:04 3. Number 3, Ragtime Skipper, Steve Mahar. The result of the 9th race, now official. Race 9 official. Count Marks was 7th. Willow M, 8th. Ragtime Skipper, your race winner. Ralph Zanny was 5th. Lakeside Dusty, 3rd. V. Joe's Mint, 6th. Eddie Mann, 2nd. Clarified was 4th. The race times by the quarter in 30 2. Past the half in 1:03. 3/4 in 1:33 3. Ragtime Skipper, your winner, in 2:04 3. Now the starters for race 10. They are behind the gate and approaching the top of the stretch. Snake Charmer with John Davidson, Wendy Down and Steve Mason. Newport Skipper with Ross McDonald. Winged Prospect Bob Kraft. J.B. Pendle, Rick Armstrong. Dusty Trail Butte with Jody Hennessy. Glengyle Jolly and Steve Mahar, and from the outside, Loon Bay Lady with Doug Falcons. 8 starters. Here they come. They're off off and leaving the wire. Newport skipper drives for the lead. On the outside goes J.B. Pendle and Wendy Down. Racing up 3 on the inside. Into that first turn, J.B. Pendle assumes command. Wendy Down rushing to second. Newport skipper and Dusty Trail Butte on the outside. By the 8th pole, they go to the first quarter. It's J.B. Pendle, and up on the outside goes Dusty Trail Butte, comes to second. Wendy Down is racing third. Newport skipper fourth. Then it is Snake Charmer, Winged Prospect, Glengyle Jolly, and Loon Bay Lady. By the first quarter, and Dusty Trail Butte on the outside has taken the top. 30 seconds flat the opening quarter. They race into the far turn. Dusty Trail Butte now on top, a length and a half. J.B. Pendle racing in second. Wendy Down is right there third. Newport skipper racing in fourth as they go by the 5/8. Off the top turn, they come racing to the half. It's Dusty Trail Butte and J.B. Pendle. Wendy Down is racing third. Newport skipper is fourth. Then Snake Charmer. Glengyle Jolly on the outside is sixth. Then Winged Prospect and Loon Bay Lady trails. By the half, Dusty Trail Butte on top, 102-2. Into the clubhouse turn for the second and final time. It's Dusty Trail Butte on top, a length. J.B. Pendle, Wendy Down is racing third. That's Newport skipper off the rail and challenging from fourth as they go to the 3/4 now. Dusty Trail Butte, J.B. Pendle on the outside. Newport skipper has come to third. Wendy Down racing fourth. Glengyle Jolly outside fifth. Snake Charmer on the inside is racing sixth. Then it is Loon Bay Lady, Winged Prospect. By the 3/4, Dusty Trail Butte, 133-2. It's Dusty Trail Butte and J.B. Pendle on the outside. Newport skipper hanging third. Up on the inside, Wendy Down is fourth as they come off the top turn and come driving for home. Dusty Trail Butte and J.B. Pendle. Newport skipper is racing third. Glengyle Jolly is there. It's Dusty Trail Butte. J.B. Pendle is coming on. Dusty Trail Butte, J.B. Pendle at the line. Tight. We'll need a photo between Dusty Trail Butte, J.B. Pendle, Newport skipper finishing third. Time for the mile, 2:04-2. The judges have called for a photo for win. First off in the photo at the wire, number 5, J.B. Pendle. A black gelding, 11 years, by Ira Lobel out of Pendle Witch, she by Caliburn. Owned by Rick Armstrong and Neil Grangello of St. John. Trained and driven by Ricky Armstrong. Also in the photo, horse number 6, Dusty Trail Butte. A bay pacing mare, 4 years, by Curtis Hanover out of Beauty Greenwood, she by Hoot Frost. Owned and trained by John C. Davies of St. John. Jody Hennessy driving tonight. Again, we wait for the win photo. Time for the mile, 2:04-2.
The result of the 10th and final is now official. Race 10 official. Snake Charmer was 4th. Wendy Down, 7th. Newport skipper, 3rd. Winged Prospect was 8th. J.B. Pendle, your race winner. Dusty Trail Butte, 2nd. Glengyle Jolly, 5th. Loon Bay Lady was 6th. The race times by the quarter in 30 seconds. Past the half in 1:02-2. 3/4 in 1:33-2. J.B. Pendle, your winner, in 2:04-2.
Well, that concludes another program of harness racing from Exhibition Park, folks. We thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and it was a super night for racing. We started out on a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, some super speed over the 10-dash program. In fact, 6 of the miles going in 2:05 or better. The fastest trip on the program came in the featured third race. Sharp Doc and Jody Hennessy, a super trip, 2 minutes and 4/5. On the racing card, Jody Hennessy had 3 winners as well. The pari-mutuel handle over the 10-dash program totaled $46,892. We'll race again here at EPR this coming Saturday afternoon. 1:30 is post time. Our feature on Saturday will be the $2,500 Miss St. John Contestants Pace. 5 horses have been confirmed. King Tyler, On Broadway, Tiger Bird, Tidy Point, and Kirk's Echo. Once again, that will be our feature this Saturday. If you can't make it, you can see the races shown to you. Don't forget, right here in full on Cable 10 Sunday evening. And so now, tonight, for our cameraman, Ken Gormley, and our VTR operator, Kim Ferguson, on behalf of Ingham Palmer, I'm Andrew Cromwell.
Real life fun of harness racing. at Exhibition Park.
Oaks, Kawartha Kalua, Rick Armstrong. Road of Roses, Doug Quinn. Atta Girl Dee Dee with Danny O'Brien. Jade Trade, Mike Stevenson, Cal Vita Leader, Colleen Clancy. Here they come. There, off Kawartha Kalua, pacing out on top. Then Road of Roses up on the outside, racing second. Bright Power his third. The right key trails, has a broken hobble. Swinging round the turn, Kawartha Kalua, pacing with the lead. Then Road of Roses up on the outside, racing second. Bright Power his third. Then we go to Atta Girl Dee Dee, then Jade Trade. Calavita Leader trailing, and the right key pulling up. And Kawartha Kalua the leader by the opening quarter, 32. They go into the top turn, Kawartha Kalua, Road of Roses second on the rail now. Then Bright Power sitting at third, Atta Girl Dee Dee is fourth, Jade Trade fifth, and Calavita Leader now the trailer. They tip off the top turn, and here they come through the stretch. They're racing to the half, and Kawartha Kalua in command. Then Road of Roses is second. Here comes Bright Power, making a move now from third. Up on the outside, he gets to second, Kawartha Kalua. The leader as they go racing by the half and 5 and 2. Into the turn, Kawartha Kalua, Road of Roses back to second. Bright Power has a third on the outside. Jade Trade racing fourth. Atta Girl Dee Dee is fifth. Calavita Leader trailing. They drive on up the backstretch, racing to the three-quarter pole, Kawartha Kalua. Then Road of Roses. Jade Trade, Bright Power outside is fourth. Atta Girl Dee Dee has a fifth, and the Calavita Leader. And Kawartha Kalua leader by the three-quarters, 136 and 2. Top turn, Kawartha Kalua. Road of Roses second, Jade Trade. Off stride, scattering the trailers. They swing on by the 7/8, and it is Kawartha Kalua, Road of Roses, Jade Trade. Atta Girl Dee Dee, Calavita Leader, and Bright Power heading home, Kawartha Kalua. He is going to hold as they come to the line, Kawartha Kalua, Jade Trade, Road of Roses, Atta Girl Dee Dee, Calavita Leader, and Bright Power. Time for the mile, 2:07 and 2. Goodbye. Doug Falcons, Never Dream Alone, Rod Gogan, Fantastic, and Lonnie Stokes. Eastern Nelly, Steve Mahar. GR's Princess, Rick Armstrong, Charlton Sealster, Tom Mason. Miramichi William, Winston Campbell, and Courtney's cousin, Jody Hennessy. Here they come. They're off at Eastern Nelly. Takes him another GR's Princess outside of her, challenging. Up along the inside. Kiss the Boys Goodbye. Racing on third. Fantastic Between Horses is fourth. Miramichi William 3 wide. Racing on to fourth and going on to third, and they're up the backstretch. Racing to the quarter, Eastern Nelly. That's Miramichi William strong on the outside. Second goes forward, takes the top. Miramichi William and Eastern Nelly. Racing is second, Fantastic outside, drives on third, is parked by the opening quarter in 30 and 2/5. Miramichi William takes him into the top turn. He's in top a length and a half. Then Eastern Nelly racing second, Fantastic hangs at third, GR's Princess racing fourth, Kiss the Boys Goodbye out moving fifth, follows cover. They swing through the stretch now, and here they come racing to the half. Miramichi William has the best of it. Up on the outside, Fantastic hangs second, Eastern Nelly third, Kiss the Boys Goodbye outside fourth, GR's Princess, then Never Dream Alone, Charlton Sealster, Courtney's cousin trails. They were by the half and 2 and 4 around the turn. They go to the 5/8 pole, Miramichi William, 3 parts of a length. Up on the outside, Fantastic has been parked in this game, and he's going on a 3 wide. There goes Kiss the Boys Goodbye. Now the second, and he's now the leader on the outside. Kiss the Boys Goodbye. Fantastic. Never Dream Alone drives up on the outside to third, 3/4, 134.
Top turn, Kiss the Boys Goodbye. Never Dream Alone, racing a second. Fantastic at the rail is a third. GR's Princess swings out 3 wide. She's a fourth. Charlton Sealster moving fifth. They head for home. It is Kiss the Boys Goodbye. Up strong on the outside. Never Dream Alone and GR's Princess and Charlton Sealster. Kiss the Boys Goodbye. GR's Princess. GR's Princess wins it. Kiss the Boys Goodbye. Charlton Sealster. Never Dream Alone. Eastern Nelly, Fantastic, Miramichi, William and Courtney's cousin. Time for the mile, 2:05 and 2.
Reaching the top of the stretch on the rail, GRS Princess and Rick Armstrong. Jig Time Knievel, John Davidson. Paris Hustler with Winston Campbell. Guinness and Brian Moore. Live Down, Steve Mason. Glenora Opek and Kevin Fitzgerald. Dr. Dividend, Gary Vincent. From the outside, Maple Grove Dorian, Heath Campbell. 8 starters, 9th race. Here they come. They're off leaving the wire. GRS Princess racing for the top. In between horses, Paris Hustler. On the outside, Live Down, along with Glenora Opek. Into the first turn, GRS Princess shows the way, Live Down. Up on the outside as they pass the 8th pole, Paris Hustler racing third. Glenora Opek is parked 4th on the outside. Then Dr. Dividend, Jig Time Knievel, Guinness, and the trailer Maple Grove Dorian. To the opening quarter, GRS Princess steps out on top, leads a length as they pass the opening quarter in 30 seconds flat. Live Down in the pocket, racing second. Paris Hustler has third. Glenora Opek, Dr. Dividend, Jig Time Knievel, then Maple Grove Dorian, Guinness trails. Racing on now by the 3/8 pole. GRS Princess shows the way. Live Down second. Here comes Glenora Opek. Up on the outside to third. Then Paris Hustler racing fourth. Dr. Dividend has cover 5th on the outside. Jig Time Knievel on the move. Maple Grove Dorian and Guinness trails by the half. 1:01 and 3. GRS Princess takes them into the turn for the second time. GRS Princess Live Down. Uptight second. Glenora Opek third. Dr. Dividend is 3 wide, racing fourth as they pass the 5/8 pole and go driving 3 wide to the 3/4. GRS Princess 3 wide. Dr. Dividend up on the inside. Live Down 4 wide. Jig Time Knievel driving up on the outside comes to 4th. In between horses is Paris Hustler 5th. 3/4. 1:32 and 3, racing on towards the 7/8 pole. GRS Princess holding her lead. Dr. Dividend on the outside. Live Down up on the inside. Then it's Maple Grove Dorian, Paris Hustler, Jig Time Knievel, Glenora Opek, Guinness, and they come off the top turn, driving for home, and it's GRS Princess, Live Down, and up on the inside, Maple Grove Dorian, GRS Princess, Live Down. Here they are. At the line, GRS Princess, Live Down, Maple Grove Dorian. Then Dr. Dividend, Paris Hustler, Guinness, Glenora Opek, Jig Time Knievel. Time for the mile, 2:03 and 1. Keystone Sheba with Heath Campbell. Joe B. Down, Steve Mason. Miramichi William, Winston Campbell. Charlotte's Rebel with Brian Moore. And from the outside, post 8, GR's Princess, Rick Armstrong. 8 starters for the 11th race. They're at the top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off and leaving the wire. Lance's Pal goes driving for the top, and so does Keystone Sheba. Joe B. Down is there as well as they race into the turn. Lance's Pal, Keystone Sheba, Joe B. Down tips in behind them and moves to the rail as they pass the 8th pole. Lance's Pal, and up on the outside, Keystone Sheba assumes command. Lance's Pal second. That's Miramichi William up on the outside, and Charlotte's Rebel is 3 wide, driving on 4th. Racing on by the opening quarter, Keystone Sheba, Miramichi William 3 wide, Charlotte's Rebel the opening quarter in 30 seconds flat. As they race towards the 3/8 pole, in between horses, Miramichi William, Keystone Sheba, 3 wide, Charlotte's Rebel driving up on the outside, 3rd. Passing the 3/8 pole, Lance's Pal 4th, Joe B. Down, Krista Collins, GR's Princess, 6 high trails. They're still 3 wide, battling down the stretch for the half. It's Keystone Sheba on the outside, Charlotte's Rebel. Miramichi William has 3rd. By the half, Lance's Pal racing fourth. They were by the half in a minute and 3/5. We got a horse down, 6 high, down in front of the grandstand. Into the turn for the second time. That's Keystone Sheba on top. On the outside, Charlotte's Rebel racing a second. Lance's Pal has third. Then Joe B down, GR's Princess Miramichi William, and Krista Collins again, a horse down in front of the grandstand in the middle of the track, 6 high. Driving on to the 3/4, it's Keystone Sheba by a length and a half. Lance's Pal has moved up to second. Charlotte's Rebel has third. Racing by the 3/4, they drive into the turn. It's Keystone Sheba, Lance's Pal, Charlotte's Rebel, GR's Princess a strong fourth. Up on the outside, it's Krista Collins, Joe B down, Miramichi William off the top turn and swing wide, gentlemen. They come driving for home. Keystone Sheba. Up on the outside, GR's Princess, Lance's Pal is third. It's now GR's Princess to the top, Lance's Pal, Keystone Sheba. Here they are, GR's Princess, tight for place between Keystone Sheba, Lance's Pal, then Krista Collins, Joe B down, Charlotte's Rebel, Miramichi William. Time for the mile, 2:04 and 4.
Ron Robertson, Falcon first with Mike Campbell, All Shelley with Rod Gogan, Markham's Tech with Gilles Berriot, Mr. United with Rick Armstrong, Casimir Judge with Brian Moore, Miss Lady Fashion with Doug Beckwith, and the Yodeler with Lonnie Stokes. Field of 8 at the head of the stretch. Here they come. They're off, and as they leave the wire, Falcon first drives to the top, racing for that first turn. Markham's Tech up 2 on the outside, down along the rail, French Irish in 3, Mr. United on the move 4 on the outside, followed by Casimir Judge in 5. All Shelley is 6, Miss Lady Fashion 7. The Yodeler trails up the backstretch for the first quarter. Markham's Tech challenging for the top. Down along the rail, Falcon first is in at 2. Mr. United following 3 on the outside. First quarter, 29 and 3. Markham's Tech now with that lead. Mr. United now up to challenge 2 on the outside. Falcon first in 3. Casimir Judge now moves with cover 4 on the outside. French Irish down along the rail in 5. All Shelley is 6. The Yodeler in 7. Miss Lady Fashion 8 as they race down the stretch for the half. Mr. United now moving to the top. They reach the half, Mr. United on top. They're by the half, 1 minute and 1/5. Mr. United with that lead. Markham's Tech in 2, Falcon first is 3 with Casimir Judge in 4. French Irish in 5. All Shelley, the Yodeler, and Miss Lady Fashion. They head up the backstretch for that 3/4. Mr. United showing the way. Markham's Tech in 2, Falcon first now deriving from 3 there by that 3/4 with Mr. United. 3/4, 1:31 and 2. Mr. United, Markham's Tech in 2. Falcon first up 3 on the outside. French Irish now moves along to be 4. Casimir Judge in 5. The Yodeler is 6. All Shelley, Miss Lady Fashion as they race for home. Mr. United up on the outside. Comes Falcon first on the far outside. French Irish as they come to the wire. It's going to be close, it looks like. Mr. United, French Irish, then Falcon first, Markham's Tech. Time for the mile, 2:04 and 2.
One hole, he won the first elimination. A Jake Lobel colt from Malaysia, but by and large owned by Peter Heffring of Port Perry, who won the jug 2 years ago with Precious Bunny. He's won 14 of 23 this year and over $1 million on the year.
The point of intrigue is that he wasn't right up on the gate, even though he had the rail in his elimination. And we'll see what sort of tactic that Jim Morrow Jr. has to use with him here. He is on the verge of a Triple Crown and, of course, a Little Brown Jug. But you've got to know that Lifesign is going to want to try to take it away from him to get Gene Regal his first one.
Okay, the number 2 horse is Lifesign and will be driven by John Campbell, and Abercrombie from 3 Diamonds by Albatross, bred and owned by George Siegel's Brittany Farms of Versailles, Kentucky. Gene Regal trains. This horse has won 9 of 17 on the year. He's got $1.4 million lifetime. And you know, 2 years ago, George Siegel was hoping to win the Jug with Arts Place. He wasn't well enough to even enter the race. Last year, he thought he could win it with Western Hanover and got photoed. Maybe this is his day, Frank.
Maybe this is the day. And, you know, John Campbell was so very pumped after the finish of that elimination with life signs, so we'll have to see if he is the winner of this year's Little Brown Jug. Number 3, Presidential Ball, the winner of the North America Cup and the Meadowlands Pace this year.
Horse hasn't been as sharp since mid-July, but Bill Robinson seemed to feel he was at the top of his game, and I was talking to his groom this morning. He said he was at the top of his game, but he had a very rough trip in that first division. Parked to the half, almost in 53 and a piece. Cam Fella from the Mountain Skipper Mare I. Maryland, who was a top race mare. Antonio Chiaravelli of Hamilton owns him. Jack Moyezayev drives him. He's won 12 of 18 on the year.
A pleasant surprise in his elimination was Ready to Rumble, who admittedly got the trip, but he did come to the outside against Riyadh in the stretch in the elimination.
Owned by Mrs. Audrey Campbell's Lothlorien Equestrian Center of Mississauga, a log colt from a Nero dam. They bought this horse just before the North America Cup. He's won 5 of 17 on the year, 202,000 lifetime.
From post 5 will be Native Born, and there has been a driver change on this one to Bill O'Donnell. Bill O'Donnell is going to get the drive. There was a necessity of some rejigging of the driver alignments for the Little Brown Jug final this year, and Bill O'Donnell has picked up the steer on the bill-keeping trained Native Born.
Native Born is Annihilator colt from Native Rita by Meadow Skipper. He's won 5 of 17 on the year, $305,000 lifetime. His lifetime mark is 151 2/5, taken this year on a mile track. Bill Keeping, co-owner and trainer of Native Born.
6 is Captain Fantastic, and as we mentioned, the necessity of the driver change is because Walter Case Jr. was down on a couple of them, and he's elected to stay with Captain Fantastic for this final, and he'll start from post 6.
Captain Fantastic, slapstick gelding from a Silent Majority dam owned by the Peter Pan Stables. Bill Keeping also trains number 6 Captain Fantastic. He's a winner of 5 of 20 on the year. His most recent and biggest win of the year was the Dancer Memorial at Freehold a couple weeks ago.
Now going way outside on the wings of the starting gate, which is decidedly a disadvantage here at Delaware Earl. Getting Personal from post 7. John Stark Jr. is the driver. Mark Capone is the trainer.
A gelding by Storm Damage from Fondle by Nero. He's won 10 of 18 on the year, and his biggest win came just last Saturday in the $200,000 final of the New York Sire Stakes at Yonkers. A very colorfully decorated horse with a white hood, white leg wraps, white harness, white breastplate. He's got the color in the field. I hope he has enough speed from that outside post. He's in a little rough today, I think.
That particular headgear is for what demonstrable value?
I'm not sure. It's a hood. He has eye cups like a running horse, so it may be something to do with keeping him quiet or keeping him fired up. I'm not sure.
And completing the field from post 8 will be Incurable Big. Kelly O'Donnell is the trainer, and he's going to go back up for the drive here because of course, Jack Moyezayev going to Presidential Ball, who he drove in the eliminations and whom he's driven all year. So Kelly O'Donnell, the trainer, will also drive Incurable Big.
By Hanover Shoe Farms Big Towner from a Tyler B. Dam owned by Kenneth A. Summer of Elyria, Ohio. He's won 9 of 18 on the year, and around $70,000 lifetime. A 152 2 win record at the Meadows, his best individual time.
Well, Marty Adler has had the
that earlier today, Jim Morrill was not right on the gate as he left in his elimination. I think you're going to see a different kind of a story. Remember, Jim told us that Riyadh, if you put him on the gate, he gets all fired up. And the story is you have to have control in the final, or at least the second heat of the Little Brown Jug. Will Jim Morrill want that control? Will he have Riyadh's nose on the gate? Let's check it now. Roger Houston has already said, "Are you ready?" And the crowd responds, "Yes, we are." We're getting ready for the second heat of Little Brown Jug. And track announcer, you heard him, Roger Houston, take it away.
They're up in pacing Life Sign steps out of the gate on the outside, but Riyadh is speedy from the inside. Presidential Ball racing third. Ready to Rumble is fourth. Racing fifth to the backside. Native Born racing sixth. The end of the turn. Captain Fantastic. Riyadh has won the early battle. He leads by a length and a quarter. Presidential Ball second. Opening panel in 27 seconds. The end of the turn. Riyadh leads. Presidential Ball second. Racing third. Ready to Rumble. Backing off now, fourth to the rail, Life Sign. Pacing fifth as they race around the turn. Captain Fantastic. As they race into the line, there is Riyadh. Life Sign's first over on the outside from fourth. He's now third and moving up as Riyadh takes him to the half. 56 seconds. Second quarter in 29. Presidential Ball's in the two-hole trip. Racing next is Ready to Rumble. On the move on the outside, Captain Fantastic is fifth. Racing sixth, getting personal seventh at the rail. Native Born moving to the outside, down the backside, and Corridor Big to the three quarters. Riyadh leads them by a length. Life Sign on the outside. Presidential Ball's locked in. Three quarters, 1:23 and 4, 27 and 4, and Riyadh has the lead. Life Sign second. Presidential Ball's buried at the rail. Ready to Rumble is fourth. Eighth mile to go. Riyadh with the lead. Life Sign. Presidential Ball. Life Sign's coming on. Riyadh. Life Sign on the outside. Life Sign wins the Little Brown Jug. And Riyadh is denied the Triple Crown as John Campbell waves the whip in the air for victory in 1:52, world's record. Second heat, world record for 2 heats by Life Sign.
Frank, it was like fate that George Siegel and Gene Regal would eventually win the Little Brown Jug if they kept at it long enough. As I mentioned, Arts Place wasn't fit to start in the race. Western Hanover got photoed after 3 very tough heats. And Life Sign went an unbelievable trip today in the final. Parked to the quarter, backed up in the hole, came first over. And at the 3 quarters, I didn't know if he could keep coming, but he did. Riyadh got tired and bore out. Presidential Ball had a bit of room, but it wasn't enough. Life Sign was the best.
The crowd here is absolutely buzzing for that electrifying stretch drive, because at the 16th point, when they came to the tote board, it looked like it was Riyadh's for the Little Brown Jug and the Triple Crown, and Life Sign kept getting to him. Presidential Ball just didn't get quite enough room up the rail, and John Campbell raising the whip after the wire to salute the crowd. Boy, is John excited. I mean, for being harness racing's winningest driver with over $110 million in purses for his illustrious career, this one is going to be one of the most special, if not the most special, victories of his life.
Well, that's for sure, but Life Sign deserves a lot of credit. I know John Campbell's a great driver, but I have never seen any horse race any tougher than this horse did in 2 heats today. He was unbelievable. 3 major moves in that first trip and this trip here. I mean, how many horses can finish after coming first over for the last 5/8 on the outside and a half-mile track in world record time?
Life Sign, your unofficial winner of the 48th Little Brown Jug. The winner's enclosure shot here at the Delaware County Fairgrounds. John Campbell has been more ecstatic after this victory than I've ever seen him in his life. And you know, Earl, there were a few things against the race today. The drizzly day that it was, the gray skies, only 2 eliminations with 7 horses in each. But again, Delaware has never, ever let us down. It's been a day full of drama and emotion and, of course, terrific harness racing.
One of the great shows ever in the business or any sports spectacle is Little Brown Jug. There we see the governor of Ohio presenting George Siegel with the Jug Trophy.
All right, let's go to the winner's enclosure now with Roger Houston and pick up the post race.
This year, you deny somebody else the Triple Crown. That's just how tough. That's how tough these 3-year-old pacing events are.
Well, Riyadh and Presidential Ball are great horses, but Peter Heffering's got a jug, and I didn't have one.
You got one now. Thank you, Governor. We appreciate you for coming here today.
You know, we have the greatest governor that Ohio ever had. He's the honoree at the Little Brown Jug this year, Jim Rhodes. We ought to give Jim a hand for what he's done for racing over the years and the fact you haven't forgot him.
Jim, we've got the groom's watch for you to present. We're going to do the ring next, okay. Let's go to the ring to the driver, and I guess, where's John Campbell? He's at the back. John Campbell. Jostens and Bill McKenzie are proud to provide the official championship ring for the Little Brown Jug. Jostens is the world's leader in recognizing outstanding achievements in sports, academics, and industry, and we've got a presentation for you.
Congratulations, John, on behalf of the Central Dodge, Ohio dealers. Thank you so much.
John Campbell, you seem like you were a bit thrilled to win the jug today.
If you don't get thrilled about this, you don't get thrilled about harness racing. This is as good as it gets.
The ring is already on.
Yeah, I think I'll wear it tonight.
Folks, I'm telling you, here's the guy that's won more races than anybody else in the sport, and he is shaking like a leaf. I mean, you're really emotional in this.
Well, it's a great feeling. You know, it's just an awesome performance. It wasn't a great drive. It was a great horse. He just overcame a tough trip, and it's phenomenal. He's the star of the show.
Hung almost, was it every step of the mile?
No, we got in for about 10 steps. And
Oh, that's right. You went for the lead, got hung out there, backed off to fourth, and came right back out.
Yeah, I thought I had no choice but to try for the lead, and it just didn't work out. And he just overcame a tough trip. It's a phenomenal performance.
John, congratulations. Now we'll go to the caretaker. Scott, where you at, Scott? Where we got Scott? Up here? And for the presentation of the Groom's Watch, the former governor, the #1 fan of sport of harness racing here in Ohio, James A. Rhodes. The presentation of the watch to Scott Nestiel, the caretaker of Life Sign.
Thank you. I want to congratulate everybody here. This is the greatest race in America. I'll give you a prediction. You're going to have 100,000 people here the next few years. We're going to get the money while Governor Vonovich is here. We're going to get the money from the state of Ohio out of the racing fund, and we're going to do a first-class job for the people of Ohio right here in Delaware, Ohio. Thank you.
Governor James Rhodes, here is the young man.
John Campbell, unbelievable drive, unbelievable drive.
Well, the drive wasn't as good as the horse. He just overcame a tremendously tough trip. It didn't work out just the way I wanted, but he was just so game. He wouldn't give up.
You know, Jim Morrill was worried more, I think, about Presidential Ball sitting in the right behind him. I don't think he was worried too much about you.
Well, I don't know. There wasn't anything else he could have done differently. He had the control of the race, and I certainly would have been liked to have been in his position.
It looked like he had a chokehold on the horse. I mean, just holding him down, ready to let him go and spring ahead and beat everybody. But you had more horse than he did coming through the lane.
Well, my horse just never give up. He's raced that way before, and in the final of the Rooney, he was first over a long way. He's just so tremendously game. It's just even amazing to me that he went that far.
A lot of drama, a lot of emotion. Congratulations on winning the Little Brown Jug, John.
Thanks a lot, Marty.
Big smile on his face. That's going to do it for us. We hope you enjoyed this year's edition of Little Brown Jug. Now some final words from Earl and Frank. Frank?
Yes, John Campbell's first Little Brown Jug since merger in 1982. Earl,
a great show as usual from Delaware, Ohio.
So long for now. Life Sign wins the 48th edition of the Little Brown Jug.
The 1993 Little Brown Jug was brought to you by Stonegate Farms, home of Camfella, harness racing's leading sire, the United States Trotting Association, the North American Harness Racing Association, NARMA Canada, the Canadian Trotting Association, the OHHA, the Ontario Harness Horse Association, and the Euclid Animal Health Corporation.
Girl and Brian Moore. Calavrita June with Jody Hennessy. Breezy Barber and Elmore White. Miracle Semelu with Rick Armstrong. Lone Water Chris and Sam Hutchin. Tryon Road and Jill Barrio. Deal Down with Doug Queen. 8 starters for the third race.